How's it going, everybody? Anthony or Deathglare here. Hoping to have a good one. No, I myself. And today, I want to talk about Palworld. This is a game that just came out not too long ago. And I know I'm a RuneScape channel, but I just want to show you guys something. For anyone who doesn't believe me, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always playing RuneScape. And to show that, I have 3 monitors, so one monitor always has RuneScape up. My setup is pretty simple. My leftmost monitor is whatever game I'm playing right now, because it's like the easiest for me to look at. Middle monitor is always RuneScape. Sometimes the third monitor, I'll move it to the third monitor depending if I'm like watching anything. And then third monitor is either YouTube videos, wiki, browser, Discord, and then, you know, like Steam, etc. And that's my setup, just to kind of quickly go over it. That being said, me and my brother have fell in love with this game. I saw this game advertised, and I thought it was a joke. 100% serious. Like, before the game came out, I will tell you the exact date, actually. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm going to scroll up in my DMs with my brother, because I sent him... Yeah, I sent it to him. It was a while ago, sorry. Trying to find it. There we go. Yeah, back on January 6th, I sent it to my brother because I found it. It was like advertised online, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, I thought it was bullshit, right? I thought it was just like this is bullshit, right? And then I go to the Steam page, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this game's legit!" And the reason why it impressed me so much is because I saw Pokemon with guns. Genuinely, that's what intrigued me. I just saw what looked to me like Pokemon with guns. Anyways, we've been playing for about a day. I set up immediately a dedicated server for me and my brother to play on. We are the only 2 people playing the server. Some of our friends, or at least my friends and maybe my brother's friends, might join in as well. We will see. But I just kind of want to talk about the game and kind of what I love about it. So I don't want to start a brand new save just to kind of show it off. I'm not going to be making a series out of it. If you want me to, I will make a series. I'll start up a single player play or something, and you know, we'll do it. But for now, I want to show you guys how it works kind of pretty simply. So you have the basic crafting. To put it simply, I'm going to do a TLDR for anyone who doesn't know. If you've played Ark, it is literally Ark, but with Pokemon. That is the easiest way to describe it. If you've never played Ark, then I'll show you. So you start out pretty simply. You can either punch the tree. Like, you can punch the tree for resources, like, you know, like this, and you'll eventually, I mean, I'm not punching it, hold on, let me. You can punch the tree and get wood and stuff that way. Alternatively, you'll just find wood on the ground and you can pick up that way. You'll also find, like, stone and stuff on the ground as well, like here, and you'll just find it randomly. And yeah, and then you'll go and you just craft stuff. The first thing you're going to end up, and you also have a tech tree. So this is the tech tree, and you have ancient technology, which we'll go over in a second, and all that stuff. This is the first line at level 1 you start with. You get some points. You really just want to get the primitive workbench, and just honestly, you want these 4 things right here, but in order of priority, I would get primitive workbench, stone pickaxe, stone axe, and then finally torch. And the reason you want a torch is because when it hits nighttime, you want to be able to see it at night, and this is going to help you see at night. The wooden club and stuff you don't have to get. I just got it just because I didn't know. I got it. And then from here, you get other stuff. You get Pal Box, Pal Spheres. Pal Spheres you're going to want to get because they're basically Pokeballs. They just allow you to catch the pals, so you want that. You're going to want to get a wooden structure set, as well as a wooden chest. A repair bench is super good. I wouldn't get repair kit, though. I mean, they're nice, but you don't really need it. You want to get a bed, so this way you can sleep through the night. Shields are super awesome, so just going over basic tech, that's super good. Your primary weapon is honestly going to be ranged. I find myself using range 90% of the time. So there's that. I'll go over combat and other stuff like that in a second. So you go and you start out and you're going to go basically just do basic stuff. You're going to go, they have a tutorial on the right hand side. I already beat it, but you'll go and, you know, you follow it for a while actually. So you're going to be doing that for a while, but you're going to go and get the primitive workbench. Then you're going to go and then you make it and then you make your basic tools and you just follow around. You make like a basic little base and eventually it'll have you catch pals. The best pals to have early on, I'll actually show you, and you know, I can attest to it because I have a bunch of them. Early on, I mean like for your very early days, what I've been finding, and I'm still early on in playing myself. granted, but the very like first like couple hours of the game, catch a bunch of these Lambles, just a bunch of them, and then you'll see that some of them have like different traits. Like this one is Sirius, so, you know, he's good because he has a 20% work speed, so I should have him up, and you know, I'll throw him in now. I think there might have been a reason. Oh, I didn't have enough beds. I'll get rid of you and put you in place. There you go. And so, you know, you want to have like stuff like that. And this guy is a runner, right? So he moves 20, he increases, movement speed of 20%. You know what I mean? So, you know, stuff like that. So you want these guys, they're pretty good. And the best part about these guys, you can see here on the left-hand side, you can see what their work suitability is. So they can farm, they can transport, and they have handiwork. These are 3 really good things to use early on. Now, farming is this. So you can set up some of these things, and they'll go and they'll plant seeds and they'll harvest them. You need a water guy in order to actually water them when they're in the watering stage, but that's not too bad to get. And then handiwork is, I will actually show you right now. So for example, I want to make arrows. An arrow, and normally when you craft, I'll show you. So you go to craft, let's just say I want to make, I'll just make myself like a set of 15. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you have to hold down F and it's a pain in the butt. But if you have someone that has handiwork, like this guy does, he'll just start doing it for you. Albeit not as fast as you, but he'll be doing it slowly. And they have different ranks. So then you can go and I can go about, do whatever I want, explore the world, have fun, fight bosses, take on dungeons, etc. And he'll be here doing it. So what I'll do is I'll have this guy running, making a bunch of arrows and like just, you know, for me early on. I was just having him constantly make arrows for me. So that's why I'd always have a bunch on me. And, you know, I have 125 on me, so I'm running low. So I should have made more. And I'll just have him make a bunch of arrows for me as I'm going exploring. And then I come back, take my arrows, reset it back up, and go back and forth and do that. So that was my basic gameplay loop, and that's why you want to get those guys. They'll basically be able to passively craft stuff for you. And you can get them super early on. They're like the first guy. So catch as many of those as you can and just kind of utilize them for the various things you want to do. So there's that. Past that, once you start exploring and doing stuff, you want to catch a variety of pals. The best thing I can actually suggest having are a guy who can chop wood, a guy who can water, and a guy for fire, and I'll go over why. So those are the ones you want. So for example, the Lambo is good for the crafting. I got a Tansy, but there are other guys that can go and woodcut. He can do a bunch of stuff. So Tansy is super good if you can find him. He can plant, he has handiwork, he has lumbering, he has transporting, and he has gathering. I personally like this guy. He's a nice all around. He's primarily my logger because he has the logging foreman, and I just have him do lumbering, and he obviously will transport the stuff back to the base, so I have him do that. Additionally, having someone to do mining, so I have this guy to do my mining, or planting, sorry, not planting. Who do I have doing my mining? Oh, this guy. Sorry. Kativi, you can find these guys early on as well. I have this guy doing my mining. He can also transport as well, so that's good. So I have him do that. And the mining and transporting, you'll eventually be able to make these quarries. And basically what they are, you have a lumbering one and a stone one. And, you know, right now they're slacking. But, you know, normally they'll be here chopping this tree, or, you know, doing the stone, etc. And if you ever want to reassign someone to something, you see how I was like gathering, and I don't want him to do that, I can go pick him up, and you just throw him right at, so I, you know, place him right at this. And now he'll go to his new assignment, which is that. So same thing with this guy, you know, if I don't, I'll have this guy, like, I don't want this guy doing this. Hold on. Sorry, the game, it's an alpha. There we go. Left. So lift him up. Like, no. You need to be mining, throw him here. They'll start mining, and now they'll start working on that. So you do have to occasionally do that and do that. Now, if you have guys going and planting, they'll automatically put it in this food pit, and you just have infinite food. Like, really, you just get infinite food from these berries. So they plant and stuff like that, and it's great. So that's why you want to have these variety of guys early on, and you'll have basically a nice passive resource. You also need beds for every pal that you have here. So you want a pal for every single for every pal that's active, and I only have the small one, so I don't know if the larger guys will work on those. Now, to talk about combat and how you catch pals is pretty simple. You'll learn it early on, but I'll just show you guys real quick. You have these pal spheres. You see my bottom right, you'll see the pal spheres. So typically what you'll do in a normal scenario, you'll want to weaken the pals. So I have a feeling I'll one-shot it, but I do, yeah. So you'll want to either weaken them or you can just raw throw. So if you try to raw throw, you see it's only a 6% capture rate, so that's not good. Like I'll just throw it for shits and giggles. But so you can, yeah. So sometimes you can't even do it. It just depends. So I'm gonna whack him with my pickaxe here. Sorry. So there you go. So I whacked him a little bit, lowered him. Now it's up to 69%. Nice. But instantly, so you go, and so I throw it, and then you see this. It's like a percentage until captured, and it'll like, it's like normal Pokemon where it'll like shake a bunch and stuff like that. You also get a bonus if you throw it from behind. So you get a nice, you get a back shot bonus. And you can see 100%, boom, I caught it. Now you see in the right-hand side, I get a bonus. So every time you catch 5 and then 10 and sequentially, you get a bonus XP. So typically what you want to do is catch 10 of every pal and then go and just, you don't need to catch them anymore. There's also, you can find these ores and stuff all around the ground. So this one is a good example of an ore. So this is the pal, it's like called Paldium. You'll find this either in rocks or here, and when you mine it, you get Paldium. And Paldium is used to go and, oh, it's gone. Paldium is used to go and make like a bunch of stuff, but primarily early on you'll use it to make your like your pal ball, your pal spheres. So that's the main usage for it. It's super good. So there's that. So that's basically how you do it. You do combat, etc. Now there's also bosses and dungeons and even like there's towers. I'll show you each of those in a second. So for now, let me show off a boss. I'm not going to fight it. So if you look at the map, I'm not going to go too far out, sorry. You can see bosses. So these guys are bosses. When they're checkmarked, that means you've taken them on and defeated them. And you get like, you get a reward for beating them. You get an ancient technology for beating them for the first time, which is this. You see I have 4 technology points. You can use these to unlock various things. You see I unlock the incubator, grab, you can look in PAL essence container, or whatever. So there's that. So you get that. I also haven't taken the one on early on here, which is the Mamorest. So there's that. Well, I'll show you guys waypoints stuff. So these are guys you find early on. A lot of these guys, you'll find random stuff in the ground, like these Paldiums and stuff like that. So if you run around, you'll find various resources. So you don't need to worry too much about at the very, very beginning. You also find berry bushes for food. So it's very friendly for you when you first come into the game. You're not at all struggling. You're not being attacked by anything crazy usually. If you're in like the designated starting zone, you're usually pretty safe off. So there's that. Now this guy over here is the first boss you'll typically encounter, and obviously you're not meant to take him on, and you're pretty obviously not meant to really take him on. But yeah, hold on, I should really get a better tool. I haven't caught a lot of these guys. I want to catch one or a couple. There you go. Boom. I should catch more, but there. So yeah, this guy. So this is the first boss you'll really see, and you're obviously not meant to fight it early on. You can catch it, so I'll show you. So with base, I obviously have a slightly increased capture rate, but if you get behind, so if we see here, I have a back bonus to raise it up to 2.2%. But if I go up into the front, you'll see it's at 0%. Which I'll show you guys. I'll just waste a pal. Just doesn't work. But if you get from behind, you get a bonus, and there's a chance. So there's videos of people going and catching it. You're not going to, honestly. He doesn't turn aggressive if you do. So you can make like, if you want to make like 1,000+ Poweballs and try to catch it, you can. I'm not going to waste any more time. I just want to kind of show off that you can technically do it, but realistically, you're not, honestly. So there's that. So it sucks not having a bow because I have to chase these guys in order to tag them. And once you hit something once, you basically tag it. And then it'll like pause for a second, and sometimes it'll attack you. Dude. There we go. So these are eagle statues. So you'll see these throughout the area, and you can activate them to unlock a fast travel point. So there are fast travel points throughout the game. I don't have nearly any. This is right here, like 1/5 of the game. There's like a whole bunch more. I am not that far into the game. There's a whole bunch more. But you can go and use these, and you can teleport anywhere. On top of this, your base, once you establish your base, it becomes a fast travel point. I didn't know this early on, so my best advice to you is make your base somewhere where there's not really a fast travel point. Some good examples of an area are like right here. If you here, around here is decent, stuff like this, like areas like this, or even around one of these areas. You do want it to be near resources, yes, but like long-term speaking, it's kind of nice to put it in a location where there's not a fast travel point, so you get like an extra fast travel point, right? Right now, because I put mine right here, there's like, I don't get any benefit from it, but honestly, around here is really good. I mean, this area I'm at right now is very good for starting out, just because it has a ton of resources nearby, so it's good from a resource standpoint. Then once your base gets level 10, you complete various missions, and then you'll rank it, and you'll be able to rank it up. And then once it gets up to level 10, you'll be able to go and level it up to level 10, and you'll be able to make a second base, and you can travel between the two bases. And you can even find here, like on Megasphere, you can find these just laying around. These are the third or second rank sphere ball. You just find them lying around. It's really nice. And throughout the beginning areas, as you can see here, there's this guy. I'm going to try to catch it. I'm not going to waste a Megasphere, but... Bonk. And so this is a chest. So chests respawn throughout... and they'll also try to attack you. Chests respawn throughout the over time. So when you loot a chest, there's a chance for just some like random stuff. You can get like something called copper keys. You can get schematics. You can get tons of stuff, right? So you want to loot chests whenever you see them. You just press F to open it. And then boom, you see I got some arrows. I got some gold coins. I got small pal souls. So there you go. So you do want to open chests whenever you can see them. Also, if you attack a pal, other pals of that same like version are going to become aggressive towards you. As you can see here. Oops, I didn't mean to kill it. They are going to become aggressive towards you, or, obviously become scared and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. You saw that guy became aggressive to me because I attacked the other one. So there you go. So that's kind of the basics of it. Now, the next thing I want to show off is a dungeon and a tower. So spoiler alerts if you don't want to see those just yet. But I'm going to show you the kind of intro ones, the basic ones that you're going to see your first time playing the game fairly early on. And I kind of just beat these not too long ago. So if you come here, you'll have access to a tower in a dungeon. Now, the tower you don't actually get access to until you beat it, to the teleport till you beat it. But that's fine because there's a fast travel literally right next to it. So it's not a big deal. So there you go. Also, by default, whenever you die, your stuff is going to be on the ground where it is, so you just run back and get it and also lose durability. The great thing about this teleport, though, you get this teleport early on, and you can see right here, there's a dungeon. Dungeons have a reset timer. After you complete them, you'll see the timer there. That's until expiration. Once that expires, it changes into a different dungeon. But this is the basic way it is now. So you have time to do. So once you do this, it'll then have a timer until it resets, and then you're good to go. So there you go. And there's a boss at the end of every dungeon. This is also a tower. This is part of your tutorial thing, and you won't really knock it out until later. But this is basically the first, boss you'll want to do. And he gives 5 ancient talent points for beating him, so that's pretty darn good. After you beat him, there's no real point to do him other than the fact that he does give you a fair bit of XP, so it is nice for the XP if you want to do it. I can show that off. I will show that off later at the very end of this video for anyone who maybe doesn't want the fight spoiled for them. I won't do it, but I'll show you guys a dungeon. The dungeons, to my understanding, are basically random in what the boss is, but the inside seems to be very consistent. So I'll just show you. So I'm going to go into the dungeon, and the dungeons are basically the same or very similar layout every time you do them. So there you go. So we'll come in here. What's wrong with my pal? Hold on. I should have, oops, wrong button. Why aren't you? There you go. It wasn't working. So yeah, this pal has an ability where it'll, I made an item and it'll let it be out while it's, I don't actually want that one. There you go. This is the one I want. So here you go. So this is the dungeon. So you'll see there's like enemies inside here and stuff like that. And you can go and you just kind of fight on through. The dungeon is said to be level 30. Well, that's the level the enemy is. That's not the level. I want to clarify something. The level of something isn't the level you should do it at. That's the level of the enemy. You can take it on earlier or later if that's what you see fit. It's just up to you and your build and your comfortability. But the dungeons all, for the most part, look very similar. So this has a left, a right, etc. So typically, you can just run to the end, but they have these little alcoves which have a little bit of extra content in them. I'm just going to run through the dungeon real quick-ish, just to show it off. There's also you can find some more unique pals in here if you want to. For the most part, the pals aren't really aggressive from what I've seen. They're pretty just kind of skittish. They just want to be left alone. But you have enemies that are, aggressive in here. Let's go in. Come on. There we go. And they can drop some stuff, etc. And you can pull out a torch. You do get a hip lantern later down the road. I haven't unlocked it yet. So nothing in here. You can find some ores and stuff like that, like large veins of ores and large veins of palladium and stuff like that inside here. So definitely worth exploring the alcoves. You can also find hidden chests in some of these things. Some chests that require, you'll also be able to find some hidden chests. They'll typically require copper keys. Copper keys, I don't really know how you actually acquire them. I've just found them. I think you get them from chests and beating various like boss monsters and stuff like that. So I don't know for certain though. That's just my understanding. I could very well be wrong on that front, but you get them. That way is typically to beat the dungeon. I'm going to go this right direction because I don't think this will beat it. Oh, as you can see, I'm hungry, so hold on, I'm going to eat food real quick. So you just use food. You right click and then you use food and then you just eat up. Your pals can get hungry as well, so. Headshots do count as crits, by the way, so there you go. These syndicate guys can drop, spheres. Now, money can be used at vendors. There are vendors throughout the game. So, money can be used at vendors. You can buy other pals that may be hidden, that these guys may sell. I think they're random, and like which ones are available. I think they reset occasionally. So, you have that. This is sulfur, I think. I don't actually know. Actually, I think that's just but you can find some unique ores, and not unique, but you can find some rare ores and stuff inside here. Just a chance. Dungeons are nice. There's little bits of bonus XP and stuff like that. All right, let's kind of finish it up now. So every dungeon has a boss at the very end. I'll show you, and so we'll get there. So this is left and right. Right typically finishes it. Left is more content. I'm just gonna go to the right to finish it. But if you go to the left, there's like another room, and it leads to like a couple, I think like another room, so it's a little bit lengthy. But this kind of, you see this big tree in the center, this is typically the boss room. So we're gonna, yeah, you can see here it's the boss room. So it's like any other boss fight. He has a couple ads and the main guy. My advice is to always go and fight the my advice is to always go and take out the ads first. They can be very fucking annoying. They sometimes just run away like little bitches. But yeah, I would take out the ad first. The boss is usually, the bosses can be annoying, don't get me wrong, but the most annoying part of the bosses is that they have their ads running around, and they'll also kind of be chipping away at you and your pals. But this guy, he's just running away. Okay, we're not going to bother with him. We'll fight the boss. Obviously, I'm over leveled. So we're going to wreck this guy. But, yeah. He's level 12, so easy. And as you can see, he'll drop some stuff here. So we got ancient civilization parts, a precious claw, and some leather. There's also 2 chests. So this is just a crafting material. Or not crafting material, sorry. This is just a vendor material. Sorry. So you have some stuff that you sell for just for extra money. We'll come over here. I don't need you out anymore. We'll just come over here. And there's always 2 chests at the very end. And typically, sorry. Typically, you'll always get a schematic from each one. We got a life pennant and heat resistant underwear. Okay, wow, we got. What's a heat? That is. Oh, I got to equip or a life pendant. Oh wow. Oh wait, how much does it increase my health by? Oh nice, 59. Nice, dude. So cool. I got an accessory. I didn't know that was a thing. You got this, which I already have it. Just increases our heat level, so that's good. So there you go. So that's a dungeon. You press F, you leave the dungeon, and then there you go. That's a dungeon, and that's how they all work. So now I'm gonna go and show off a tower real quick for anyone who might be curious. And I'm gonna go in and just kind of show it off. Sorry, this isn't the most best video, but this is the tutorial boss. So again, fair warning: if you don't want this fight spoiled for you, obviously don't watch it, right? And it's not a big deal. But if you don't want the fight spoiled for you, you want to play organically, stuff like that, obviously don't watch it. It's not a big deal, but you know, some people don't like bosses spoiled for them. So just letting you guys know. But those dungeon bosses are typically random, and then they respawn every so often. So this is the boss fight. The same every time. This guy's actually fucking tough, I'll be honest. And also, he scales. He scales with the amount of people in. So like when me and my brother were, because we're on a server, when me and my brother were playing together, he was at like 40, and this was like a while ago. He was like 4,900. There's also a time limit, you can see, so you can't just run in and like chip away and dodge all his attacks and chip away. You have to be able to do enough damage in the time frame. So it's not like a DPS check, but it is a little bit of a DPS. You know, you just have to make sure you have enough. Dang, I'm super bad at shooters, sorry. And your pals are, honestly, a lot of these boss fights are like a Dark Souls / Elden Ring-esque fighting like this. And then you're going and just... Sorry. If you hit the girl, you do bonus damage. You can just hit the pal. You can also... So, a neat little trick is you can also unsummon your pal to do a little bit extra damage if you want. Oh, hold on. And to avoid mechanics. So this is fun. I didn't mean to do that. I love this so much. This is my favorite guy. God dang. Sorry, I'm bad. I got hit. Okay, getting this guy out. Sorry, I'm not very good at commentating and fighting. Oh, I got it. Sorry, I was chopping logs in RuneScape. I need to... We're good, we're good. There's no... I don't have any way... I don't know if there's a way to heal yourself or not. I mention that now. But just like Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I just let my summons do all the work anyways, so it doesn't matter. There you go. And then you beat it and you get a nice chunk of XP. See, yeah, you get a fat amount of XP for fighting these guys. It's super worth it to re-fight this guy just for the XP. Like, seriously, like, just, if you ever want to get fast XP, just redo this fight. It seems to be very good XP, in my opinion. There you go. And then you get to the tower, and you can fast travel. You unlock a high point and stuff like that. Now, if you ever want to skip the night, just sleep in a bed. But if you're on a server like I am, everyone has to be in the bed. Luckily, I don't think my brother's on at the moment. And your pals will be sleeping, so you got to keep that in mind. Oh, that's not arrows. I'm going to start making more. I'll just do 100. Who cares? All right, and you can just jump in here, press sleep in your bed. Now, for your bed, there has to be a roof over it in order for you to fall asleep. My brother's playing. My brother's online playing. That's funny. All right, so my brother's online. All right, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But yeah, you have to be online and sleeping. So there you go. And that's that. So there you go. That's Palworld. It's a fun game. I really suggest checking it out. Yeah.